this, and Tan showboating the crowd here, which allowed Renegade Diva to get that shot, and oh, that huge clothesline. And we all know Anna Tan has a showboat and pose and taunt to the crowd, but that's going to be her Achilles heel. She keeps that up, facing the likes of Renegade Diva. I mean, Renegade Diva, has such hatred towards Anna Tan these days. If she's not gonna sit idly by as a opportunity opens up for her to take the advantage on Anna Tan, who lets her guard down. And that may be a heelish, tactic, but honestly, folks, if you're facing someone you just absolutely despise, I don't blame them one bit. No, if less there's some cowardly heel like people like Anna Tan.
Speed up Anna Tan. She's finding herself on the bad end of the corner here, being positioned in these repeated shots as right elevated punches from Renegade Diva, who's sitting on the second rope. Oh my! I think that was 10 punches. I couldn't really count. And nonetheless, it sure did the damage. Dragging her lifeless carcass to the center of the ring, still applying those elbows to the top of the skull. And my God, just targeting a body part and rolling with it. I mean, you see Renegade Diva getting thrown in the steel cage multiple times, and now it's working on the head. It's going to be hard for her to even move fast here. And she is clutching at the right side of her face.
And there'll be something there, but I guess it won't pay off. Once again, it's Renegade is throwing that clubbing blow. Obviously, Renegade is the more powerful of the two women here. This now clubbing blow allowing herself to get some opportunity to come up the cage here. But once again, Anna Tan scouting her, and all that must have been at least a 10-foot fall right there, folks. As we're falling from that height, there's no give whatsoever. And look at this, Renegade popping him up, kipping up, and now taking down Anna Tan.
Definitely got a feel for these women. I mean, you're not really used to seeing women take this much punishment. I mean, we already saw a woman damn near die earlier tonight. You don't want another one to get injured or falling off the steel cage. Oh! Renegade doing shot. Repeat. Oh, again? No, please stop. Not multiple times here. And that's the hardest part of the cage. Oh my gosh, she might bust it open after this.
We don't even have to remind you people how unforgiving the steel cage structure is. And we all know how hard steel is compared to the human body. And obviously a human face is very vulnerable to injuries, especially in the wrestling world. And of course, Anna Tan was capitalizing on that just momentarily, what he was doing to Renegade Diva. And now they're just setting up Renegade Diva on the top rope. This could be going for a superplex here. Yep. And, huge, and look at that, the impact was so devastating, it popped the door wide open.
Anna Tan here, this is going to be her time to capitalize here. She's going to make it to the door and crawl those few feet to the door here. But I just think the damage is too much here. Renegade Diva's working on her face the entire time. I don't think she knows where she is right now. I think she's letting intuition make her way crawling to the side of the door. But Renegade Diva was able to stop her.
Easily cut. Anna Tan attempts at winning this match through the door, just out the window. Oh, Renegade Diva, this brawler mentality taking down Anna Tan there. That's a thing, folks. Don't expect a quality 5-star wrestling match. Don't expect like an ROH type in-ring wrestling match. In a match like this, we have two men who hate each other inside a steel cage. You know these two are going to brawl the hell out of each other. Look at this. And once again, Anna Tan with this huge leg drop is dropping that long leg of hers across the neck of Renegade Diva there.
And didn't decide to go for the pin. Oh, she just wants to do the damage. As you said, these two just hate each other. I think they want to humiliate each other until they can't go no more. Oh, look at this. Oh my! Vintage Anna Tan.
No, don't do this punt here, no! Oh my! Kicked Renegade Diva's head clean off.
I don't even know if you saw this rock up, but Renegade Diva's head was actually sandwiched between her knee and the actual steel structure. Goodness, she kicked out though. My goodness, what a huge epic match, the main event, episode 47 of Assault, or 48 of Assault.
Yeah, I mean, for Carl, who would think that Renegade Diva actually kick out the punt? That's that decapitating clothesline by Renegade Diva there. Man, we've seen so many people getting taken up by that punt, with the likes of Karen Cortos, Shauna Blade, and of course that fan Jessica last week. And finally, someone able to answer that punt as in Renegade Dyva kicking out of it. And now as you can see, Anatan in total disbelief. He is through coming Anatan, I mean, even her ace in the hole, all that huge DDT. An ace in the hole, that punt could even take down Renegade Dyva for a 3 count.
Now the work on the skull continues here, that brain buster, and now she wants to finish it with the Dyva killer. Oh! Dropping her right on her head. I mean, what else can she possibly do here? It's gotta be all Renegade Dyva trying to climb the cage. If she can just climb a few more feet, this can be all but over. Anatan is motionless right in front of her. Eyes are rolling back of her head. Oh, wait a minute. Just go out, climb out of the ring. This is your time. You can win this. Wait, Anatan back up.
Oh my goodness! My God, did you see that? Renegade Dyva was like almost 25 feet of that drop kick, taking out Anatan, putting her body on the line to get the pin. But I guess it didn't matter if she didn't climb up the cage because he still got the win with that death-defying drop kick. And of course, we saw Anatan hit that punt. And you know that must have killed a lot of brain cells in the head of Renegade Dyva, which would have easily explained why Renegade Dyva was so crazy here at the very end of this matchup, going to the top rope. We'll get to that in a second here, but look at this. Hitting that Dyva killer. Of course, he slows that Dyva with an eye. I guess we're not going to see that drop kick. So of course, we all know what happened. He got the 3 count in the process.
Here's your winner, Renegade Dyva.
Renegade Dyva get a huge win with steel cage and getting some long overdue retribution on Anatan. And don't forget, folks, this won't be the last time we've seen these 2 double X's. Anatan, Renegade Dyva, Karen Cortos had a huge elimination Urban Rules match at Pandemonium. The question is, not only will Quinton Blade make it, will Anatan even make it? We all know by now, folks, that next time we'll be on CPV. It's going to be Pandemonium 11, the next generation from Eden's Road Kemlon. It's the biggest show of the entire year. Of course, you don't see the date on the marquee. Well, the rumor, we're going to address it right now. There's a possibility that it may not be up by April 24th, which we've been promoting thus far, but we'll keep you posted on the date. But as we just found out, as we all know by now, in a huge Urban Rules matchup, it's going to be the likes of Karen Cortos, Anatan, Renegade Dyva, and the Quinton Blade. And of course, the question we all want to know is, will Quinton Blade make it? What we just saw earlier tonight, I mean, Waterson says no, but we've seen crazier shit take place in UWA. But anyway, this is going to be a hell of a match to see. Don't miss it. Of course, 4 teams are going to be competing for the Tag Team Championships in the first ever Tag Team Urban Rules match. The current champions, Brave Asperia, the Gridiron Greats, the Monsters of Destruction, and of course the Lost Side. 3 falls, and only 1 team will survive. Who that will be the Tag Team Champions. And of course, we found out earlier tonight that after Mitch Waterson was defeated by Vaughn Kreed for the Limitless Championship, finally, Vicious will get his opportunity against Vaughn Kreed. We've been with this for a long time. Vaughn Kreed survived his 4 opponents, but Vicious will be his toughest test to date. These 2 hate each other like the huge. There will be 1 No Limits champion on the grandest stage. As we get 2 people who hate each other. We've seen back at Claim to Fame when Stacey Hardy, her friend Angelina's career was ended by Pink Angel with the help of Megan Fox. That Pandemonium 11, Pink Angel, Stacey Hardy. Will Stacey Hardy finally achieve her mission to put into his whole feud with Pink Angel for Angelina's sake? And then a battle, a war, so to speak, between the UWA Originals and Big Bird 2.0. A gang warfare match, the most violent match a tag team could step into. And the question is, will the franchise player be on the team of Big Bird 2.0? Uncle Sam promises, he guarantees he will. That still remains to be seen. And of course, we're talking about Full Killer versus Full Killer. Representing 4th Division Full Killer, we got Spike and badass Jamie Hyman. Representing Full Killer 99, we got Mitch Waterson and Adam Savage. Where the team loses, that Full could be gone from UWA for good. Only 1 Full Killer can live here in the UWA. And then, in a huge Women's Tag Team Championship match, the challengers Mickey James A TNA knockout team of Athena take on the team of Rabbit and Aerosmith. This dominating tag team will get on for the Women's Tag Team Championship, which is easily going to be a dream women's tag team matchup on the grandest stage. I personally can't wait for this one. And then for another match, a lot of people can't wait to see it. Cold versus hot. It's going to be Wildfire versus Aaron Emily. This huge grudge match has been going for a long time. This will be the rubber match, folks, for the Double X Championship. The returning Aaron Emily facing Wildfire, her arch nemesis, on the grandest stage. And then, of course, it'll be the second ever Highway to Hell matchup between Samoa Joe, Rampage, and Lord Magna. These two have been feuding for almost a year, all over the rights to the Nation of Violence. But whoever loses this match will get sent to the farthest depths of hell for all eternity. It's going to be a must-see indeed. And then, folks, for the women's main event, this is for the Women's Championship of the World, those coveted prize, Ursa Ariano defends the gold in a no disqualification triple threat match against Coco and Mono Loca. These three women have been at it since Do or Die of last year. These two fight each other all year long, and on grand stage we have the ultimate dream match between these three individuals. And folks, it don't get no bigger than this. We talk about dream matches, they get no intense than this. In the main event, we got The Destroyer, the current UWA champion, in his hometown of Evansville, Penwan, challenging the unstoppable Gene Starwin. These two men made a huge return at the end of last year, and ever since they've been absolutely dominating. Who will truly prove to be the very best this industry has to offer in the main event?
When the dust settled after Love at First Fight, I got goosebumps in anticipation of Gene Starwin facing The Destroyer. This might possibly be one of the best matches ever in the history of wrestling. You have the face, you have the absolute best the UWA has to offer in Gene Starwin. You have the guy who's been the dark horse ever since he's been in the UWA, and he's constantly proved the skeptics wrong. It's just going to be an amazing match because you've never seen these two in the ring with this much on the line. The Destroyer has the most to lose in this situation. I mean, he's going to be defending it in front of his hometown, in front of his fans, and of course he does not want them thinking that he's just a paper champion.
I'm putting my money on Gene Starwin. I would not bet against Gene Starwin to win at Pandemonium. I mean, the thing about Gene Starwin, he always thrives in situations where he's always put as the underdog. Everyone's saying The Destroyer's going to win because The Destroyer can't lose in his hometown. Look at The Destroyer and Gene Starwin. Look at all the things they've accomplished just in the last few months.
They're both Grand Slam champions. When's the next time going to be where you see two Grand Slam champions in contention for the world title? But as far as the main event goes, you have one of the most iconic outlaws ever facing God of War.
That's right, I'm a crack addict. You heard me, I'm a crack addict. I'm addicted to cracking skulls with onslaught static. It's time to panic. I'm addicted to cracking skulls with onslaught static.
Wait, see who truly is the better man on April 24th.